Well, thanks a lot for staying with us here on Sunrise Live on Eon this Thursday morning. Now, being an entrepreneur is not an easy thing to do. So according to the GEM, and of course, that is the Global Entrepreneurship Monitoring Report of 2014, there's been a decline in South African entrepreneurs by a whopping 34%. Now, this could be due to many factors such as issues around funding, lack of employers, cash flow strugglers, as well as marketing strategies, as well as just really the general admin of running the business. So here to guide you and assist you on your entrepreneurial journey is certified business advisor as well as entrepreneurial neurologist who's from New Discovery Business Solutions, Nzavi Derek. Now, this is a segment where we will be opening up the line so that we can equip you as a business person or even an aspiring business person for that matter. The number to dial is 011 447 1742, alternatively 1620, and we definitely going to be going on to Facebook and Twitter to get some of your comments across. Nzavi, thanks a lot for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure to have me, and congratulations for the change of setup, because last year when I was here, I think
it was a different home.
Yeah,
you see how entrepreneurship has benefited us. In other words, it allowed us to upgrade.
It's innovation.
It's innovation, right? That allowed us to upgrade.
Exactly.
Entrepreneurial neurologist, my goodness, that is a mouthful. What is that?
Well, this is a question I get always, and I was just chatting with Mark outside, and I said, he asked me the same question. I said, no, it's about looking at the mindset of business. To say it's not about money, it's not about you say I'm looking for products and all that. It starts with how do you think when you think about the mindset of business. And if you can get that one right, the rest will just fall into place. So you have to get your mindset right, you have to think right, you have to be conditioned to think towards what you are pursuing. So most of us, we just say I'm an entrepreneur, but what do you read for you to tap into that? What do you study? What is it that you think about when you talk about that? Is it about when you see a product and say, I'm going to sell this, but do you understand the history of that particular product? Yeah. How it started and where is it sold beside your country? So those are the things that I look at in details when I deal with the clients.
So are you saying that perhaps the reason why we've got such alarming statistics, I mean, according to the GEM report, about the business in South Africa or entrepreneurs are declining by 34%, it's because our mindset towards business is completely warped?
The mindset about business from the entrepreneurs themselves, but most importantly, from the ones who are driving the policies.
Okay.
Because
so the policymakers don't necessarily know how to...
If you take me and say, I'm just going to head this department, or I'm going to lead this, I'm going to do that. The question is, do you understand what entrepreneurship is? Have you ever been in that platform where you can say, if I'm going to allocate funding for this particular project, how much will it cost? How will this business grow? Is this business plan making sense? So those are the things that we have to look at. And those are the things that at the end of the day, you can have entrepreneurs in the country. For them to be sustained, or the growth is not driven by their passion and their will, but it's driven by the policies that are in place that will be able or enable the environment for entrepreneurs to operate and function profitably and grow their businesses.
Now, we're going to be opening up the lines and getting some of your questions across regarding entrepreneurship. If you are running a business, if you want to run a business and you want to find out exactly what am I doing wrong, where am I going wrong, we do have business coach in studio, Nzavi, joining us this morning. We're going to be taking some of your comments as well on Facebook. You're speaking about policies that will nurture or provide a lucrative field for entrepreneurs to grow. I'm going to put a twist in this because, for example, if you take a country like Nigeria, right? Nigerian policies towards entrepreneurship, some may say, are actually non-existent. Entrepreneurs in Nigeria thrive irrespective of policies, and so goes for many countries on the African continent. We find many African business owners are thriving irrespective of policies. Why is it that South Africans continue to want policies to favor them in order to do business, but can't thrive irrespective of the policies that exist?
Well, you gave me a good example of Nigeria and other countries. Yeah. But remember that those countries, in as much as entrepreneurship can thrive, but if they're thriving, they are not paying taxes. Whatever they are making is not coming back to the government to increase their resources so that the government can have enough money. There will be no growth in the economy. You can have those countries, like you look at Nigeria, you look at those countries, you find that they are maybe in recession, and some of them are not doing well in terms of globally.
Well, right now, Nigeria is the #1 performing African country when it comes to economics, second to South Africa. So on the continent itself, Nigeria sits in first position, South Africa sits in second position, and that's only because Nigeria has been able to diversify its economy and bring on aspects such as the informal film sector, which is contributing significantly to their GDP.
Yes. No, the thing is, you know, when you look at those stats in terms of Nigeria, it's still arguable to say what are the measures that are there to say that Nigeria can be better than South Africa, right? Because unless we get the system where we can account for every money that we make as a country, then we can be saying that, okay, this is where we are. But if we cannot account, if we don't have systems that we can account, like Egypt now, we talk about Egypt. It's now in the media to say Egypt now, it's about to overtake Nigeria and it's about to overtake South Africa, right? But you have to look at what are the other factors that are coming into place. I am for policies, especially in South Africa, to say, in as much as we say small businesses in Nigeria are thriving, the question is, are they benefiting or are they putting money? Is there any tax system that they can be able to grow the economy? Because if they are thriving on individual basis to say, where do you bank your money? Where do you keep your money? Is it growing the economy? Is it back to the system?
So in other words, what you're saying is that let us avoid another Greece situation.
Exactly. The mindset that we have, it's about the product, it's about the stuff, it's about where will I get the money. None of them mention how will I get my clients. Because if you get the first client, you already have your first money towards your business. Yes.
So in other words, South Africans are looking at being able to get the I's dotted and the T's crossed, irrespective of getting the access to markets.
Exactly.
That where we should be.
Exactly. Because if you listen to that email or to that comment, there is no way he said, how will I get the market? How do I tap into the market? It's about the money, it's about that. Because if you look at how do I get to the market, you will look at how can I price my product for me to start? And if I'm pricing my product right for me to start, I'll get my first clients. And how do I get my second clients? How do I grow my business? How do I increase my sales? And then in that way, you are going to think of how do I save whatever I'll be making for me to recapitalize my business to grow to the next level.
And get the equipment that I need.
When I saw the taxis in, I think it was in Durban, where they blocked the road to say they are toying against Toyota in terms of the quantum being expensive and all that. I think in that case, it's not about whether the quantum is expensive or not. When you look at the industry itself, it's a regulated industry, although it's not regulated that much by the government, but they have their own ways of how they regulate. You get to the taxi rank, they tell you have to queue, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. So sometimes in that industry, if you go there with one taxi, when you have other people that are sitting with 20 taxis, some 40 taxis in the same, and you have to queue for the same platform, it might hamper your business. So for me, what I could advise him is that he should look at, if possible, getting his business, doing the daily route, but having a way in which he can start a shuttle service. What's
the best way to determine your profit margins and determine your pricing?
Well, the rule of law, or the thumb rule of law, says that anything between 25% in what you price, right? If you can, let's say 25%.
So now there's a 25% on the cost.
25% on the cost. Some some can go up to, because in South Africa, let's admit that there are some products that we pay. People can make 1,000%, you know, in a way. So for me, it's that whatever you do, you have to look at that. But at the same time, you need to measure it against our inflation. Because if the inflation is rising and your prices it's stagnant, it might affect your business growth. So what you need to do is you have to balance to say, if the inflation is rising, but my product, I cannot increase the price because the demand, I may not get more clients. How now do I reduce my expenses? Because there you bring the balance. Because if you don't do that, you'd find that you are stuck with the price, but you increase even your expenses and you increase everything. And the other thing is, one of the major things that we have faced in South Africa, because that's my plea, that if we can build economic hubs where small business can operate from, because the landlord doesn't care about your product. That's where the difference. The landlord doesn't even look at, are you affording now? No, they look at, I need my money. So how?
Well, they are entrepreneurs themselves.
Exactly. So how do we deal with that part to say, let us let us take down the burden from the entrepreneurs and create those spaces where they can operate. Not that they're going to do it for free.
Yeah.
The government will still get money because they will pay for that. But either reasonable to say, listen, based on your product, your margins and everything, you can pay us so much until you grow your business. When you have grown your business, based on your financials, we do the evaluation. We can say now, we can adjust our rental because now you're making profit.
Well, it's definitely a business idea for somebody there. It's all about co-working spaces and being able to make economic hubs in South Africa. And so thank you so much for joining us this morning.